Hey everybody. I told you guys that I was gonna put another video out on my new 28 by 31 metal building that I had installed. I will share a couple of things with you that I learned. Some things that surprised me, some things that didn't. So this is a 28 by 31, pretty standard. The studs are 5 foot apart. The 12-foot walls, vertical roof. It's pretty standard. It's a pretty standard building. I bought the building from Keenes in Live Oak, Florida, and this is the building that I looked at on the lot. I made a few changes. My door is over here, and I added a 8 by 10 door in the back so I could access the back in case my 10 by 10 doors up front were blocked up. And also, this is for airflow. A lot of these buildings are built and they're closed off in the back, and I just don't feel like these windows can move enough air. And that door is working out great because there seems to be always a breeze coming through here, so it's doing what it was supposed to do. I have videos previously about the concrete pad being built, the concrete being poured, and the building being assembled. So if you want to check out those videos on that, they're posted as well. Now, some of the things that surprised me when I settled on this building with Keenes, I looked at some other dealers, and one thing for sure, I only had a limited amount of money to work with. I had set aside for this building, and I knew I was going to build one of these buildings. Just how big was going to be the question. I contacted a friend that had a lot of concrete work done in the last 2 years, and he gave me a recommendation on a concrete guy to do the concrete. Well, when I went to Keenes, originally this building was a little out of my price range. Shopped around, come back to Keenes, and they were able to work with me on the price of this building. You can negotiate, just like a car. When you go to a car lot, you can negotiate the price of the building. They will come down, but they're only going to come down so far. But brother, I'm here to tell you right now, this concrete, there's no negotiation on this concrete, brother. This concrete don't never go on sale, guys. I'm telling you. It's what it is. You either pay for it or you don't get it. So, and it's expensive, and it's going up every day. This is this is just a 4-inch slab. So when I decided to make the deal with Keenes on this building, we sat down. The original money that I had set aside is the money that I had to work with. I wanted to pay for this concrete. I didn't want to finance it in the price of the building. So once I sat down with Keenes and we started picking everything out, he asked me, do you want to use your own concrete guy, or do you want to use one we recommend? And I said, well, I want to use one you recommend, because if the concrete don't turn out right, it's going to be on you guys. And he kind of chuckled and said, yeah, I agree. That's smart. Which kind of surprised me, because I was thinking, well, I'm buying the building from y'all. I'm thinking you should do everything. But in my case, that didn't seem to be the case for me. And I don't know if all dealers are like this, but it seems that Keenes just sold me the building, and the erection of the building, the concrete, was done by someone else. So once we hammered it all out, he told me that Clark's Concrete was who they recommended, which worked out great, because that's the same guy that my friend recommended that I had contacted previously. So that worked out great. That gave me peace of mind that someone was going to be doing my concrete that knew what they were doing. And then once I got the called Clark's Concrete, they came out, marked it off. We got a time and date. They came, they poured the pad, And once the pad was poured, I contacted Keenes and I said, okay, my pad's built. I want to go ahead and get myself in line for, getting my building put up. And Keenes said, okay, you need to send me a picture of the pad so I can send it to the construction crew that'll be putting the building up. Kind of threw me for a loop because I'm like, well, I thought I bought this building from you guys, and I didn't really get into it with him. But in a couple of days, another guy contacted me, asked me a couple of simple questions about power lines and stuff like that. Of course, we were good on all that. And then he set a date. The assembly crew come out, assembled the building, done an awesome job. There's a video on that as well. So no complaints there. Now, in this building, this building came with a little 2-foot apron right here that was going to come with the building, but I wanted just a little bit more. So I got with Clark's Concrete separately from Keenes, and I asked him how much he would charge me to add 5 foot to give me 7 foot. I would have loved to have had more. I would love to have had 10 or 12 foot, but I was only working with a limited amount of money. This ain't much, but it's better than 2 feet. And at least if there's something in here and I pull up, I do have enough room to change a tire. I do have a little more solid ground out here to work with. So I'm glad that I did that. And like I say, that was separate from the original concrete price. So when he come out to pour the concrete, I just paid him for that 5 feet right there on the spot. So that's how I did the concrete. Now, this building was right at $17,000. The concrete was right at $6,000. And then the additional 5 feet was right at $650, which put the concrete close to $7,000. So you can add that up. That's what the building and concrete costed, less taxes and fees that they add on to the building. And in your area, your taxes, your fees are going to be different from what mine was. One thing that I want to mention is once I had to pull my own permits too as well. That I had to do myself, which once we secured the building, the company that builds the building, in a couple of days, they emailed me a set of plans with all the dimensions and everything. Some of it was pretty simple, but there was a lot of stuff on there I really didn't understand. But the people at my building department, they did. And my building permit cost me about $150. So that really wasn't a bad deal at all. So a couple of things that I did find surprising about these buildings is when you go to check into a building and what size you want, once you start getting a wider than like 30 feet, you start running into significantly more amount of money. Not just because the building is actually bigger, but what happens is you change, I guess, it's going to be a change for the structure. It's going to be change for the rafters. You will go from like a 1 foot footer around your building. This building has a 1 foot footer. It'll go to like a 2 foot footer. I also have a 1 foot footer around this apron out here. That's going to significantly drive up the price of the building. And it really shocked me while we were talking about sizes of buildings. Even one salesman told me, hey, if you think you can be happy with a building about this size for the money, because once you start inching out more, it changes the prices significantly. And we done some scenarios and it kind of blew me away. So that's one thing you need to think about. The wider the building, it changes the structure and it really changes the price. It's really surprising. Another thing that surprised me was in my previous video of them putting this building together, right out here, they took the rafters and they took the studs and they assembled it right out here, and then they picked it up and walked it over here and set them on the rail. They stood them up. There was 3 guys. They stood them up, and they anchored them in, and they did a really good job. They're all level. If you buy a building and these guys can't physically pick those things up, or if you buy a building that they can't manually move any of these doors or just whatever, if it's too heavy, then a forklift is going to be required, and you have to pay for that. I know of one individual that had to rent a forklift for his building because it was wider, taller, pretty good bit wider, taller than mine, and he had to spit out like $2,000 for the use of a pretty good sized forklift. It was like a JLG type forklift. That surprised me because I'm like, I'm buying this building from you, and I would think that the people that come and put it together would have everything they need, but that didn't seem to be the case there for that guy. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. Ask all these questions, because I was really surprised about that. I did not know that if a forklift was required, that cost would be put off onto you. Another thing I would recommend, again, with the finance, when you talk to some of these dealers, find out how many ways of financing they have, what different companies. Keens, because they had been in business for so long, had the most financing options to work with me than most other dealers. And that was another thing that really helped me along with getting this building with Keens, is their availability of having different means of financing. So that helped out a lot. I'm enjoying this building. I'm glad I got it. I wanted one of these years ago, and I just felt like I could never afford it. And I wished I would have pulled that trigger years ago, because I would have saved a ton of money. So, you know, that's my decision there. It cost me more down the road, but hey, I got it here. I like it. I'm proud of it. I'm very happy, and I can't wait to start, you know, doing my electrical and everything. I'll have some videos on that, the things that we add on this building along and along. I'd like to put another pad out back here, but all of that I will video down the road and post it for you guys. So if there's anything that I didn't cover, I'm not a great video guy. I'm sure there's something that I didn't cover. Just put it in the comments, and I will answer your questions to the best of the ability that I can with the experience that I had with my building. And I'll answer your comments. So, guys, I thank you for watching. I had no idea that I would be getting some subscribers. I do this just kind of for fun. I have a regular job, and the likes and the subscribers that I got, I couldn't believe it. You guys blowed me away with that. I'm just tickled to death. So thank you guys that subscribed and liked my videos. I know I'm not that good at it, but I do appreciate it. Y'all made my day. You really did. Thank you for watching, and you guys have an outstanding day. Thank you.